Welcome to a new Learn from the Pros lesson. I'd like to show you a masterpiece by another Grand Chess Tour participant, Wesley So, who played this game not in the Singfield Cup but in Wycombe in 2009 against Leon Hoyos. Wesley So with the white pieces, and he's got a very nice position. This is already quite a big advantage for white thanks to having more space and better pieces, very active pieces. But still, you need to convert your advantage into a full point, and this is what we are going to see: how Wesley manages to win this game, how he deals with the opponent's threats, and how he finds a way to attack Black's king, because it doesn't seem to be so easy to attack that king on h7, but we will soon see what his plan was. It is Black to move here. He played queen h5, and So responded with queen f2. We will soon see what's the idea behind this move. Bishop f7, Black continues to regroup his pieces. The knight on d8, of course, is a very poor piece. You need to improve that piece. So he's preparing knight e6, exchanging this knight. But here comes knight f3, and that knight is heading to g5. So this knight maneuver is a very strong maneuver, a very good idea, because after knight g5 check, you will have to capture this knight. That means you give up your dark square bishop, a bishop that is protecting your king. It is a very useful bishop. It is attacking and also protecting your king. So you don't really want to give up this bishop, but you will have to after knight g5, and also knight g5. After knight g5, bishop takes, white will capture on g5 with the pawn, which means that the f file will open up for the white queen and the rook. So this knight maneuver is a very good maneuver, but why did he not play it after queen h5? Because it's possible to play knight f3 here as well. The reason is that here knight f3, knight takes, bishop takes, the queen can go to h4. So what Wesley wanted is that he saw this knight maneuver, he's preparing this knight maneuver with queen f2, so he makes sure that after any black move, knight f3, if black captures the knight, in order not to let white play knight g5, then after bishop takes f3, the queen is almost trapped. It can only go to g6, and then it will be attacked again, rook g1, and now try to find a square for the queen where it doesn't lose material, because it's not possible. If queen f6, of course there's this knight d7, knight fork winning the rook, and if the queen goes to e6, then we attack the queen once again, and it will have to go to f6 anyway. So black is losing a rook at least, if not the queen, because the queen has hardly any squares to go to. That's why queen f2 was a very good move. It prepares knight f3, taking the h4 square away from the black queen and almost trapping the black queen. So in the moment when black played queen h5, it seems like black is attacking. This queen on h5 will be a very strong piece, but Wesley made it to be a bad piece. It is not attacking now, but it is in trouble. So after knight f3, black shouldn't capture this knight. Black cannot capture on f3. He could try knight g6, attacking the f4 pawn at least, but still knight g5, bishop takes, f takes, and now knight e5 is a very tempting move, threatening a knight fork, winning the queen. White could capture this pawn with check. You might ask, why not? Queen takes f5 check, winning a pawn with check. But no, you shouldn't capture this pawn. You shouldn't be greedy, because after bishop g6, suddenly black's pieces will become very active. You can never go back to f2 with the queen because of the knight fork, and then it means that black has activated his minor pieces. His rook can come to the f file, and it isn't worth a pawn. Let's not win material if it means that you activate the opponent's pieces so much. Don't improve the opponent's pieces, improve your own pieces. And that means that after knight g6, knight check, takes, knight e5, what white should do is rook d4. And it doesn't matter that he has to give up his rook for the knight after knight g4 check, because in this position after f takes g4, he has a very strong move, which is this little pawn advance h4, but this move leaves the black queen once again almost trapped. The queen has only one square to go to. It's a very bad piece on h5. Also, the black king is very weak, exposed, and with not many defending pieces around it. Just look at the rest of the pieces as well. The black rooks are not active at all. The knight on d8 is still a bad piece, while white pieces are much better. So this is an exchange down for white, but the white pieces are worth much more than black's pieces. So it is a very good exchange sacrifice, and white is winning in this position. That's why after knight f3, Leonojos tried rook g4. Now this is a tricky move, because if we capture the rook, then knight takes f3 is a discovered double check. King g2, f takes g4, threatening mate in 1. And if queen g3, queen f5, now the queen is heading to e4. And in this position, it is black who has an exchange down, but for a lot of compensation, because suddenly his queen is a very strong piece, a very active piece. The knight on f3 is very annoying, this pawn on g4 as well. And just look at that poor bishop on h1, and the white king is now under attack and not the black king. So obviously you shouldn't capture this rook. Rook g4 is a nice move, but it's not forced, the capture h takes g4. But you can continue the plan, knight g5 check, bishop takes, f takes, and now the rook is really hanging. Also, we have managed to eliminate black's star square bishop. Also, the f file has opened up for white's queen and rook, so white is winning in this position. The black rook has nowhere to go. It's gonna be captured no matter what, so he went to e4, at least to force white give up his bishop for the rook, but Wesley didn't even capture this rook. It's okay to capture the rook, that's a good move, but he found an even better move. Knight d7, attacking the other rook and heading to f6 with this knight, because after rook a8 he has rook takes d6. This rook sacrifice works because if the rook is captured, then knight f6 wins the queen. What can you do with black? Well, nothing. Leonojos played rook takes e3, and here queen takes e3 is a good move, but Wesley found an even more precise one. Rook h6, winning the queen. And the point is that it's not just that we won the queen, because there's a rook and a piece for the queen. The problem for black is that his rook is still hanging, and now also the h4 knight is hanging, and he cannot protect both pieces at the same time, so he's gonna lose even more material. After f4, queen takes, check, and rook f2, black resigned. I really liked in this game that after queen h5, it seems that it's black who is attacking. The queen is on the h file, also the knight here, very annoying, the bishop, the rook on the g file, but it turns out that it was just an illusion that it's black who is attacking. After queen f2, very good move, and this maneuver, knight f3, knight g5, white managed to attack black's king, and it wasn't black who was attacking, and at the end, this h5 queen was not a good piece, but a bad one. In many variations, it's almost trapped. And also, after knight g5 check, when black has to give up his bishop and let us open the f file, it is really white who is attacking, not black. I hope you like this game, and I will see you in another clip. Bye bye.